I thought about that.
Good morning. Good morning. Couple internet issues aside, and switching from my standard talking in the auditorium / conference room to moving to one of the more haunted rooms. I'm kidding. There's no such thing as haunted rooms. Who gives a shit? Good morning, guys. How's everybody doing this morning?
Doing good.
No, it's
Getting
doing
along.
Yeah, doing fine. I'm kicking my wife's ass at Scrabble, so I'm going to resume play and see if I can kick her ass some more.
All right. Here in the Lord Toxics channel, we always advocate kicking your wife's ass in any form that you can do it in, Scrabble or otherwise. So yay, misogyny and women beating. Even if it is Scrabble.
I do have a quick tip. Wet a towel, wrap your hand in the towel. It lessens the bruises, so it's not that visible.
See,
I would take
rubber
those.
hoses.
Oh,
I thought using a rubber hose was just as good.
My father had a glove. He would just put Vaseline in it and keep that hand soft for his wife. So that's a good way to do it. But anyway, so we've got a couple of bangers here. We've got the Buffy episode Pangs, which is I don't know if I would classify it as a candy episode. It's certainly a seasonal episode. It's the Thanksgiving one. We just had Thanksgiving last week. I wish we could have had it done sooner, but it is what it is. I think it's the only Thanksgiving episode that they actually have in the entire series that I can think of, but I might be wrong about. I think they do a Thanksgiving flashback in a later episode, but I don't know that we have another Thanksgiving one. So it's kind of interesting in that. And then because it's both aged badly and aged well, depending on which side of the political spectrum you tend to fall on. And then we have the Angel episode, I Will Remember You, which is a real game changer, watershed moment for the Angel universe. And that one's going to be fun to talk to. But let's jump into Pangs. So like I said, this is the Thanksgiving episode, and it's part of the second, I believe, Buffy Angel crossover with the continuity expert. Is this the second one of the season, do you think?
I would say yes. Yes, this is with crossover characters. And I'll have to admit, when Angel showed up in this episode, I'm like, wait, was that Angel? That's how dumb I am. I've never seen these before. So
that's okay. That's the fun of doing these.
He's stuck in the shrubbery. I'm like, wait, oh, he's in this. It was kind of like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, we can kind of explore these together. So for the uninitiated, in the previous Angel episode from last week, after the bachelor party ensued and, Angel saved the day and Doyle had a bit of a moment of clarity and goes out for a drink with Cordelia, he gets a vision of Buffy fighting and being possibly overwhelmed by her adversaries, says we got trouble. And so this is what follows after that, which I like the continuity of it. However, in the opening episode, Buffy just simply dusts a vampire and all is fine. She doesn't seem to be overwhelmed at all. However, something's weird, and she's kind of looking around. Maybe a little bit of that self-awareness, or is it a little bit of that Slayer precognition, second sight? Or does she just smell Angel's fucking cologne? It's really hard to say. But anyway, Angel is stalking her from the shadows, but not in a bad way, in a good way, a good kind of stalking, the approved kind of stalking, where she's, being protected from afar, much like Twilight years later. Yeah, whatever. So this is an interesting shot. The next following day, the girls have gathered for a unearthing ceremony for, like, why would they go to this? And they seem to be the only students that are here for this. So are they just here because Xander's working on the construction crew? Is that the thing?
That's what I got, because it's not a popular hangout for the students to watch this.
Like,
thing.
why would the students give a shit if they're groundbreaking a new part of the building for the university? Like, that's not a thing.
They're there for Xander. That's it.
Yeah. Also, nice. What do you call it? Preview of what Xander will ultimately be doing for most of the rest of the show. This is kind of what a lot of non-college graduate, why he didn't just fucking join the army is beyond me at this point. Like, there was really no reason for him to not just fucking join the army, and him acting like it's beneath him is really annoying. But we'll get to that later, because there's another episode that covers that a little bit better later on in the season. So what are you guys' thoughts here? Starting from Critter to Northern to Mr. E. What's you guys' thoughts here of Buffy with the cowboy hat that we've never seen her wear before and never seen her wear again? Do you think that's like allusion to the show, or is it just a quick thing that they put in there, or do you think that this has something to do with what the rest of the episode is about? Go for it.
I looked at it like just quick wardrobe decision, and then they like realized how weird it looked. I don't know. It was dumb. She's wearing a cowboy hat and then she's not. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, I think they were just trying to be clever to have the all native Indian plight thing. So yeah, we got a cowgirl who's taking them on, but then it never comes back again. The hat, it's just stupid. It's a little bit on the nose and really not needed.
And me personally, I think knowing it's a Josh Whedon show, it was probably subliminal.
Yeah, I got to figure, since we've never seen Buffy wear a cowboy hat before or since, oh, what do we got here? Oh, this is interesting. Okay, cool. I'm going to see if we can engage with this. So one of my co-hosts just sent me something via the messenger. And if you guys will indulge me for a moment, since we don't have Toonie Boy here to talk for an extra 20 minutes, we should have enough time to indulge in this a little bit. Oh, no, we love you, Toonie Boy. That's fine. Sometimes I got to rail you in a little bit because, maybe I could do this in Toonie Boy's voice. That would be kind of cool. Let me see if I can pull this up. So I guess this is a review of the episode. So I have not read this, but apparently Northern took. Oh fuck, man, that's small as shit. That's not even better. That's not any better. Is there any way to look at Can I zoom in this?
I can read it in a very humorous voice if you want.
I would love. Yes, I would love.
Well, this one is problematic to say the least, even taking into consideration the fact that ideology and perspectives have been progressed since. I would say this would have been considered offensive in 1999. What is the moral there? That the genocide of the Native Americans was justified, that the ethically corrupt context of Thanksgiving can be washed down with a positive attitude, white Americans have the right to kill natives over again. What the oppressed have no right to vengeance, but the oppressors do. I'm not going to read the rest now. Fuck it. Got me asked. Right? Wrong.
Yeah, this is more retarded shit. I think I'll try to leave a link to this but yeah, we've completely done I guess a 360. Is it a 180 or a 360? I think we've done a 360 with political correctness, where we've come back to the fact that, everything is all sympathetic from the Native American / indigenous standpoint,
including the cannibalism and the sacrifices.
Well, just to point out really quick, that review was left early of last year, so it's clearly a current attitude looking over past shows and movies and comic books, and then putting it under the current microscope of correct or the new outlook.
Yeah. No, yeah. It's always great for me to see that people look at things in the past with modern day sensibilities. If anytime, if you're ever able to look back on things with your moral superiority from the time that you're in now, it's like, oh wow, look how brilliant and beautiful. Because that's really all you're saying. That's why I love the term virtue signaling, because it's like, look how they had a movie in '89 called Heathers, and they had this thing that this one dialogue, this one saying that never quite caught on, but I always thought it was such a great way. It was when someone said something, "I'd give all that money to the poor, every bit of it." And Veronica says, played brilliantly by Winona Ryder, "You're beautiful." It's like, because that's really all you're doing when you do this kind of stuff. When you're virtue signaling, all you want is like, look how beautiful and amazing I am. Aren't I so amazing with my amazingness? Okay, Jen,
just
stop fucking texting me, Jen. Jesus Christ.
I wanted to also point out there were two examples that really stick in my craw. How people discovered Tropic Thunder years later and were outraged, and how other people discovered Alien with Sigourney Weaver and were shocked that there was a strong female character. And it's like, a lot of these people don't realize things existed before 2016. And it just,
there's no way. Yeah, well, I mean,
Jennifer
Jennifer Lawrence was the first action hero.
Too, oh, yeah. She's amazing.
Yeah, it comes down to every generation discovers racism. Every generation discovers it's just a repeat. I mean, Jesus. It's just it's the same message, different package. I mean, I remember watching this when it came out, and I was just like, ugh, it's like, I mean, Spike said it best in his little dialogue. I'm pretty sure everybody remembers that, about conquering nations. We'll probably get to that in a little bit.
Yeah. You know what I always say anytime I see a something that has something to do with, you're living on stolen land, especially with the immigration thing. It's like, you can't have illegals on a stolen land. Sure you can. Why? Why can't you? Check the scoreboard, Tonto. We fucking won. Yeah. You fucking lost.
Yeah,
sorry.
That's exactly. It wasn't
because they didn't
stolen. We took it.
Because they didn't fucking adapt. They kept in their own fucking primitive ways, and they didn't learn. They didn't learn strategies or anything like that we were doing. They didn't try to improve their weaponry.
I wholeheartedly agree. I'm sorry if my ancestors were proactive. You were out there smoking peyote, building runways for fucking aliens, while my ancestors were over there building munition plants, training armies, and conquering nations. Sorry.
Yeah. Check the scoreboard is my favorite quip, because it encompasses so much. It's just like, check the scoreboard. Sorry. And I've actually had people like respond to it saying stupid shit like, yeah, well, the final score hasn't been tallied yet. I'm like, yeah, but it has. But it definitely has.
I think Spike summed it up later on in the episode. Like they were conquered. He summed it up in like 3 sentences, pretty solid.
Yeah, no, he definitely, and we're gonna get to that because I do have that clip. But yeah, so I do like early Anya thirsting over Xander, because she kind of carries that throughout the entire series. No, whatever else she has going on, and she does a lot, and she does have a lot of character growth, but she always kind of wants to fuck Xander all the time. And I really like that. I love that for Xander, because
he's so fucked up in season 6. He really did.
Yeah. But I'll tell you what, man, this is not a great build for a construction guy. It's like, this is not the guy you put on the digging crew. This is the guy you have using the mover or something.
He increases protein uptake, doesn't he?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he's going to increase Anya's protein uptake.
He's giving all the nutrients.
We also get a pretty based, takeaway from Anya. I like Anya in this episode, not just for the thirsty after Xander thing, but just because she's just like, what? It's a ritual sacrifice. You have fucking Thanksgiving, and of course it's fucking, because of course it has to be Willow, the Jewish fucking pro forward thinking. It's like whatever class she took this week is really crawled up her fucking Wiccan butt, and of course she's got to be the one that's all over this fucking, oh, it was crazy, blah, blah, blah. And we massacred, blah, blah, blah. And I like that Buffy just wants to like get the gang together and have a nice little Thanksgiving meal. I think she definitely goes overboard with it, but most women do in that. So I like it. She does convince Giles to do, which I'm shocked she was able to convince Giles to do this. But at the same time, he was probably bored, sitting around, had nothing to do. Was like, fuck it, I'll do this. So like, as we established last week when I did my Thanksgiving, or 2 weeks ago, I guess it was now, when I did my Thanksgiving stream. So y'all don't, in Britain land, you guys don't celebrate this, right? Because why would you? You don't celebrate this shit, do you?
No. We don't want to celebrate anything with traitors, so we
I love it. I love it. And as we mentioned in the green room, so Spike is fully engaged in what's going on with the chip in his brain. He can't hurt anybody. He can't kill anybody. He can't drink blood. He can't do anything. He's not understood the full meaning of the chip, and he's being all drama queen down. As we said, he's walking around with the blanket covering him like he's a poor little transient, but at the same time he's fucking, it's like there's no difference between what he's doing, like, and then he has the jacket on underneath it, so he's like such a fucking drama queen. I love it. He definitely shines in this episode quite a bit. It is wonderful to behold. And he comes up to Giles' residence. How did he know where Giles lived? Did he ever been there before?
I don't know.
It's
Maybe
in the phone book.
there's a deleted scene where he was stalking him after Drusilla dumped him in season 3. I don't know.
Is there?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm just guessing. I'm speculating here.
Oh, okay.
Maybe
So
they had the
not
idea,
sure-
but use it.
Yeah.
It was in the phone book.
Ah, okay. The phone book. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
remember
I love Buffy's reaction here. Let's see if we can. Let me put my little banner up. Fair use. Feel free to talk through this clip as much as you want. So they get a little knock at the door. It's broad daylight. Who would it be? Why are they being so weird about? Like, they can't have somebody stop by during the day? Like, it could literally be anybody.
Help me.
I love
I
how
love
she
the
just pushes
pathetic
him.
help me. She just knocks him back into the sunlight.
She
Like,
pushes
oh,
him in
fuck off.
that weak little.
I do kind of feel sorry for him because look how pale he looks, even paler than usual.
The part where I help you.
Because from Buffy's perspective here, he's the same Spike since like season 2. Like,
Yeah, she
no
doesn't know that
difference.
he's got the chip in yet. He has to pretty much confirm it with Willow first, so I know.
Right.
Come on, I'm parboiling out here.
Want me to help make it quicker?
Invite me in.
No.
I love that. Not only is Giles is on board with this, like he's like, nah, fuck off, man. I don't give a shit. Here's your steak, Slayer. Kill him. It's like,
She's pretty fucking cold with Spike in this. I mean, she even uses his own bloodlust against him for a scene later. She proper tortures him with it.
yeah.
Very unlikely.
Would that blanket really protect him though?
I'm
That
safe.
doesn't seem like.
I can't
Wouldn't he
bite
be
any-
at least
I don't
partially
know.
on fire?
Tell them what I did.
Maybe it's the
Maybe it's a
sunlight
wool
is like
blanket.
it has to be on him.
Buffy.
Yes, bad, but let's skip that part and get to the part where I couldn't bite you.
It's true.
I love how he describes what it is that he's like. What are you saying? Spike went to the vet. Now he doesn't chase the other puppies anymore.
He had trouble performing.
Yeah, well, it looks like they've done me for good.
What are you saying?
I'm saying that Spike had a little trip to the vet, and now he doesn't chase the other puppies anymore.
James Masters. We fucking love you, man.
God fucking legend. What a legend, bro. But yeah, so,
And Whedon was
It's
supposedly
manly.
upset with how popular his character was. I don't get.
I
that.
don't believe I'm sure that's an exaggerated. I'd be willing to bet you that was an affectation. I don't believe that at all. I think that's because he came out with that way after everybody else was talking all that shit on Joss, and I don't believe it. I don't believe even a little bit of that it was as malicious as everyone is making it out to be. Everyone's just piling on with that shit. So it's just like, nah. I mean, if you want to see somebody that's a real creeper and really doing insidious things, fucking watch the P. Diddy documentary by 50 Cent on fucking Netflix. That'll show you a real, because if there was something like that, if they really had the goods on Josh, that would be. But all I've heard so far is just shit talking. I've never seen anything even remotely. That's listen, don't get me started. Don't get me down that path, because I'll start fucking going down a tangent on that. But some of the consequences of breaking Earth. We've got two different things going on. We've got Spike is chipped and he can't fucking, and the initiative is hardcore going after him, not just because he's one of their escaped, experiments, but because he has inside knowledge of the, which of course Spike tries to utilize for amnesty with the Scooby Gang. And then on top of that, Harmony's kicked him to the curb. And then we've got Xander, who now is being affected by a multitude of different kind of, mystical things, but plus mystical syphilis, which, by the way, I've had mystical syphilis for like 20 years and I'm fine. So quit being a pussy, Xander. Fucking take some amoxicillin. You'll be okay. They decide to listen to Spike, 1, because he's helpless, and 2, because plot armor, and 3, because potentially he has information on the soldier thing, which at this point, Buffy and the Scooby Gang don't really know anything about. So we wind up slowly. It's discovered that Giles and Willow know about Angel being present, and he comes up with some bullshit about, I don't want to be around because it'll mess up her fighting. Since fucking when? Like, when, dude? Like, that's never been a thing. Can anybody give me a compelling reason why
I don't get it either, to be honest. It just sounds like some bullshit reason just to sort of make him a bit more brooding and lonely, and it's really not needed. I mean, if they had another reason, like maybe listen, if I come back here, it's just going to probably complicate things. That's it. You can probably just say that, and it might be a little bit more passable. Not the best, but more passable.
Well, I mean, for the writing, it was kind of good for this story that he didn't want to be seen, and that little joke at the end, which then leads into her going to his show to say, "What the fuck? Well, you showed up and don't even say hi." So, I mean, I guess it's dumb, because I think if he showed up, oh, good, he's here too to help out, would have been good. But I guess for the story and then the follow-up in the on the other show, it was necessary.
Anyone else?
Yeah, that's my theory. It was just a thin line to connect the 2 episodes.
Okay. Well, fair enough. I mean, it's garbage. It's bullshit. I don't buy it. But anyway, so the Native American stereotype ghosts start attacking and doing various stuff. Buffy lets one of them live because of liberal white guilt.
That's the thing I don't get. Why does, Hollywood, I don't know if they're out here putting a message out, natives good, colonists bad. Why are they stereotyping that? Was it the Comanche or something? Whatever.
Chumash.
That is a Chumash. That's a Plains Indian right there. I mean, that's like Pawnee, Apache, Comanche, just bullshit. At least if you're gonna do that, at least get the the outfit right. That's just as insulting.
Yeah. Liberals don't know natives, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, they don't know. They don't know. Regardless. Anyway, it's the virtue signaling, like I said. So anyway, we get a couple funny scenes. We get Anya meets Angel for the first time. I love her line when like he's like helping them out like without Buffy seeing, and he's like breaking necks and throwing knives and shit. She's like, "What's he like when he's evil?" I love that Spike's tied to the chair and he's like fucking absorbing damage because of course unless they get a shot to the heart, it's not really doing anything. And then of course it turns into a big fucking bear by accident because of reasons.
Yeah.
I love the fact that
you made a bear.
I love
that was my favorite quote. Undo it.
I love that Buffy is worried about the Native American and being offensive, yet this guy has no problem slitting a white woman's throat. That's such a great paradox for fucking liberal white womanism. It's like the same person that you're fucking worried about offending will quite easily slit your fucking throat or set you on fire in a fucking subway. So, be careful who you fucking virtue signal for. But we do get a great scene. I'm going to try to get away with another clip because it's really the raison d'etre it's really the focus of this entire episode. Spike brings it into laser focus. So as much as the virtue signaling gets really pedantic and stupid, Spike definitely brings it up with a little bit of listen, this is the thing, guys.
And take all this mamby-pamby boo-hooing about the bloody Indians.
The preferred term is...
You won, all right? You came in and you killed them and you took their land. That's
I mean, it's
He's
really
fucking right. He's
Check
fucking
this-
right.
check the scoreboard, kiddos. Like that's just listen, it is what it is. Check the scoreboard. That's all that is.
what conquering nations
This-
do. That's what Caesar did. And he's not going around saying, I came, I conquered, I felt really bad about it. The history of the world is not people making friends. You had better weapons and you massacred them. End of story.
I mean, can't we be liberal white virtue signaling? Can't we do that? And Spike's like, no. How fucking tedious must it be to be living for hundreds of years and having to see this cycle? I'm only 50 and I've already had to fucking see political correctness come twice now. And I'm already exhausted by it. Imagine if you're like a couple hundred years old and you got to fucking see this shit over and over again. You just be like, Jesus, are you fucking idiots? Like, why don't you fucking people learn? But anyway, Spike sort of puts them in their place and they all kind of find their reason to find their inner, white people unite and circle the wagon, so to speak. Which calls into question a lot of the previous shit. So I feel like at the end of the day, this episode, they're making fun of virtue signaling, which I'm all for. Because even Willow gets in on the fighting or whatever. And I love this shot right here from Buffy's POV when and of course it's Xander. Xander's not a great guy to fucking have knowing shit because he's gonna fucking spill it almost every single fucking time. But yeah, so Angel was there the whole time and no one told her, and that's fucked up. And
Yeah, one thing I might have missed about this: did Xander even know he was supposed to keep it a secret?
I thought Angel was pretty clear about
I
that.
don't
Yeah, I
think
thought he was.
I think Angel made those statements to Willow. Like, I don't let her know that
He
I'm
sees
here.
them. He sees them again outside when they go to protect the dean.
No,
And he sees him and says, hey, you're here. Why don't you just, he's like, listen, why does everybody think I'm evil? And blah, blah. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a good question. It is definitely a good question because I actually don't know. So yeah, it's very possible that, yeah. So anyway, that's Pangs. It's a good kind of candy episode, but I don't know if I can call it a candy episode because one of the main definitions of a candy episode is that it stands alone. And this definitely doesn't stand alone because it's part of a two-parter, which we're about to get into here in about 3 minutes. So going around the horn, I like this episode. It's very enjoyable to me on a rewatch just because of all the great Spike and Anya lines. Fucking Xander gets a couple bangers in there as well. Like one of my favorite lines is, and I guess it'll be my quote for this episode, which is, maybe it's the syphilis talking, but he's starting to make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But it's definitely enjoyable to me, and it's weird because it lulls you into thinking it's kind of just a mid-level candy thing, and then we have this like huge epic sweep in the corresponding Angel episode, which I guess we'll get into in a moment. But Critter, give me your thoughts. I'm especially excited to hear because you watch these for the first time.
Yeah, no, I thought it was a good episode. I also like the new villain of the week. Instead of a bunch of demons or a bunch of vampires, it's these Native Americans from back in the day, and in their warrior outfits. I thought the groundbreaking sequence was weird because they had a backhoe. Why would two men have to start a little hole? Like, I know it's for the plot, but there was no reason for two men with shovels to begin digging in that one corner. They have the backhoe to go and break ground. The shovel is for the ceremony. The main person, let's break ground, hooray. There was no need to have them do that, and granted, it was for him to fall into the pit. My favorite line was the turn him into a bear, undo it. And I thought the bear fight was, I think they did well with the bad CGI and the, I guess, superimposing, maybe even blue screen of a live bear.
Yeah.
So I liked it. I enjoyed the episode a lot.
It disproves that theory that women will choose the bear over a man.
Stop it.
Northern, go for it.
Yeah, it is a very funny episode. It's the villain's a little bit of a bit generic, and he's not really that interesting, but it is a very good humorous episode. And it does involve some things. It starts leading to Spike being this unlikely ally, even though he's basically just doing it because he has nowhere else to go. And once again, it does lead more into it does kind of add a little bit more into the connection to the Angel spin-off show when Xander accidentally spills the beans. So favorite quote is definitely Spike's monologue of about that's what all conquering nations do. That's my favorite quote. It's more of a monologue, but it's still my favorite of the dialogue.
No, I guess it's me.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it hadn't been for Spike, I probably would have just been, just bored with this one. It just felt I couldn't tell back then whether or not it was being preachy or being cheeky. So in the long run, it just kind of soured me then, and today it just kind of does. I don't know. It's just no feelings coming up. But to sum it all up, it was all right. Thanks to Spike. And my favorite quote, if we're adding quotes, is Angel and Willow, where Angel bumps into Willow. Angel goes, "I don't have a whole lot of time for personal stuff." Willow was right. "Well, how can I help?" And he goes, "Well, if you could just tell me who that guy is." And he was talking about Riley.
I forgot about that. Yeah, this episode has a couple problems. And it's really not even to me the because like I feel that it's making fun of political correctness. So I don't even have to see it. It's just unfortunate that the time we live in, it embraces, and of course that stupid fucking review that some twat made. But it does have, like, why are Riley and his gang out running around with fucking, they don't even have the fucking. I know that the actors, we now that we know who the initiative is, we have to know what actors, but they could have had the ski masks on, and we would still know who was who. So that doesn't make a lot of sense that they're walking around with fucking face paint. I mean, what were they going to say if they got caught? I don't know.
Paintball. It's a paintball club.
Yeah, paintball. Yeah,
nighttime paintball.
Yeah, even though they're walking around with M14s. I mean, but okay. So Spike not bursting into flame, like he has the best plot armor when it comes to, because other vampires get like lightly pushed into sunlight and they're just fucking explode immediately, but Spike can just walk around with his jacket over his head and it's like he's totally fine. So I don't know, maybe it's a skill that he's learned after a long time of doing it. Who the fuck knows? But that's about, and it's not, the CGI is bad. I'm not going to say that it's not, and it's the villains are weak sauce. But I mean, I don't even think it's big. I don't really care that much because it's not about that. It's more about, Buffy trying to like make her new family, out of this. I would be intrigued to know, in the Buffy comic book, they do episodes where Dawn is like, so they show popular episodes that you're familiar with, but they've reinserted Dawn into them. I'm really curious to see what Dawn would have been doing right around this time in the reinserted memory, how that would have been smushed into there. I guess probably just visiting dad or something lame like that, but that's interesting to me. But yeah, overall, I like it. Definitely don't have a problem with it. So yeah, if without further ado, I guess we'll just move on to Angel, unless anybody has anything else on this. I don't think anyone does.
No, not that I can think of.
Okay, well then let's cue up the Angel. So the Angel portion of our two-parter, I Will Remember You, starts off with a kind of ominous clock. So as soon as you see this, first thing that comes to your mind, just without any thoughts. So as soon as you see this in a movie or a TV, somebody messing with a clock, what are we going to get, Northern?
Yeah, you always get consequences. But apart from
Wrong. Jesus.
Fuck.
Critter, help him out.
Play it again, because I don't know.
It's a slide. I can't play it again. It's right in front of you. Like as soon as you see a clock in a TV show or movie, what do you know that you're gonna get?
Time travel.
There you go.
Oh,
there
thank
you
God
go.
I was kind of paying attention.
Yeah. So anytime you see a clock, put into a TV show or movie, the first thing that you know that you're going to get something that involves time travel throughout this, which I was rolling my eyes. I'm also rolling my eyes at they're worried about Angel. Cordy and Doyle are worried about Angel's, mental health because he just went and visited Buffy and probably didn't go very well, as it really rarely ever does. And they see him with a stake and they just automatically think he's going to fucking stake himself. Which is dumb, but it's even dumber that he's using the stake to level his desk. What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's like the dumbest thing. Come on now. That's dumb. They could have written. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that is why would you use something round to level something?
Well, I guess the point.
That's just lazy writing.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say he was gonna use the point part, but yeah, it's dumb. You fold up a chunk of cardboard or a coaster.
Yeah.
Or wedge.
Yeah.
So Cordy and Doyle are worried about him, but Buffy rocks up and just basically saying, why did you come in and blah, 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 and not show yourself? And he tries to give his lame bullshit answer. And Buffy's like, yeah, nah, that I ain't buying that here, player. And then, of course, there's a little tension with the new guy. And then there's the old tension with Cordy. And then we have the Mora demon pops up. And so they are united front going after this guy that looks like a cross between like a Ninja Turtle and a fucking Voldemort or Lord Voldemort or whatever with the fucking missing nose. Like, I don't know. And then they put quite obviously that's his power center because of course it is. I could have figured that out. I mean, Jesus, come on, man. But he seems pretty formidable where Buffy and Angel both have to take him on, and they figure that they've got him. Some blood passes in between the Mora demon and Angel, and then for reasons unknown, just so the plot can happen, Angel is now mortal, and it's cured him. So now this is the second time early on in the season 1 that Angel has been given an out for his mission, for his penance, for his whatever. This is the second time he's able to be somewhat, be a real boy, so to speak. And I think that's very interesting. I think the Gem of Amara cheat is one thing. I thought it was handled very well, but it's also, keep in mind, that was the other two-parter that happened, was his fake way out, his fake, being able to get out of his mission of, eternal penance, doing, fighting the good fight or whatever. So I think that's very interesting. And I think on closer review, it bears, at least some attention, the fact that, hey, he has this, the push the rock up the hill thing to do forever, and he's given an out, and he knows right away that something's rotten in Denmark. What's your thoughts on that, guys? Going in order. What is your thoughts on Angel seemingly getting an out? Was this just another in a long line of tests for him to see if he actually had the mission, or was this a legitimate way out that he just kind of, fucked off?
Well, I would say it was a legitimate way out, but also it made no sense because clearly, I mean, just from hindsight 2020, there's many more episodes to go, and he wasn't going to become like a lazy boyfriend on Buffy's couch. So clearly he was
Right.
going to lose it either the end of this episode or by next episode. But, it was still an interesting concept that, holy shit, everything's now changed because I don't have to deal with this crap.
Yeah. Northern?
I think it was just a way for the writers to try and test the waters out as well. Just to do something with they got to have Buffy there, but they wanted to sort of like pull on the heartstrings a little bit as well and give Angel some kind of complexity, something that has layers. So yeah, make him human, and but also make him this very noble warrior who has to sacrifice the one chance of being a real guy to, because he had for a bigger responsibility.
Mr. E.
In review, honestly, I look at it this way: it's the overall test. Is he truly worthy of the mission been given? And the other one is thinking, are the writers worried about this show not taking off? And is there a way to get him back into what does the fan base feel about him going back to Buffy?
Interesting. I hadn't considered that really. I have my own theories on it, but I'll wait till the end to give you guys.
Not to sidetrack us. How were the ratings on the Angel? Like at this point, it's the first season.
Pretty good.
It was
Pretty
doing
good,
well.
yeah.
So
Yeah, pretty good. Up until they were pretty well marked to keep going. And it's only because one bad thing I will say about Joss is Joss got a little bit too full of himself and decided to directly challenge the fucking WB network, and that's why it was canceled when it was, because they had fully intended to renew it, but Joss wanted something a little bit more concrete and really was feeling himself because he had so many things going on excuse me, with his 3 shows, and he just decided, no, fuck that, you're gonna renew it when I say renew it. And they were like, well, bye, your show's going bye. So it really was bad manager. He's a great writer, a great producer, great director, but maybe not the best businessman as far as that. But that's a tale for another day. Maybe when I do my Joss retrospective. So seemingly at this point, Angel is human, and he can have. Okay, although I would point out that Sarah would probably hurt him real bad because she's not human. And we've known that she has a tendency to bruise her more human lovers, but hey, it is what it is. But skipping ahead too far. Angel realizes that once the Mora demon comes back, that someone needs to go out and do it. And he kind of tests himself by going after the Mora demon all alone to see if he can take him down. And of course he can't, because even though he's still got the skills and stuff, he doesn't have the regenerative powers, the reflexes, the strength like that the vampires have. So he's not able to take him, and then Buffy has to come in and help him out. Once he realizes that, and realizes that Buffy being too worried about him to focus on her mission might fuck it up and it might get her killed, so he goes to see the powers that be, or at least they're in this realm's intermediaries with Doyle's help. And they speak to him, of course. They're like, "Oh, dirty peasant coming around here," and he brings up the fact that, hey, I'm a warrior for the powers. So if that's the thing, I need to stay that thing. And so they give him an out. And of course, because time is relevant in this episode, he gets to reverse the day, comes back in just enough time to tell Buffy about it. And they have a pretty emotional scene. See if I can get away with a little bit of this. I can. Oh, I lost the clip. Okay. Never mind. We're not going to do the clip. Anyway, him and Sarah.
Just play a clip of someone crying. That's it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good point. Anyway, so it's basically this. Yeah. So basically, him and Sarah cry. She says it's not enough time. Everyone gushes about how it's the best acting that Sarah's ever done. I don't know. It's all right. But I think it's important to note that Angel makes the decision here, because had Buffy had her way, they would not have gone this route. She would not have allowed him to do this, and it would have compromised her mission. And of course, his mission would be completely taken away. Even if he tried to be a good demon hunter and fighter and do these things, he's not going to be able to do what he could have done before. This is him pushing the rock up the hill and saying, you know what, my penance isn't over, and part of who I am is the vampire with a soul, not the other way around. So I've got to keep doing this. My mind to this, why I like this so much after on a repeated viewing, is that it's like when you go overseas in combat, whether you go as a contractor like I did, or like many other people do as service members, it's better not to have any entanglements. It's better not to have a family, or at least to think about them. It's better not to have a girl. The best way to go overseas and go fight in combat is to have no attachments. As Neil McCauley would say, nothing in your life that you can't walk out on in 30 seconds flat. So that's the truest of the true statements. This is basically, in my mind, Angel choosing his mission over his happiness, whereas Buffy would definitely sacrifice the mission for her happiness. Now, yes, she's made good choices before, but I mean, it was like with impending world-ending consequences happening immediately, whereas Angel is just looking at the big picture here. And worse yet, this is the clincher when I knew that I was watching the better of the two shows. And as much as I love Buffy, I have to say Angel chooses this mission, and not only does he do that, but he has to fucking carry the knowledge of what they had. Now, you could look at it with a silver lining and say, well, at least he gets to remember a great day that he once had with her, so maybe that's something. But I don't know, man. After like 100 more years ago, I feel like that would be sticking in your craw quite a bit.
Yeah, it's more torture than anything. I
Yeah.
will say this, in Buffy's defense, she has had to make that hard decision once when she sent Angel to hell.
Yeah.
Remember when they? So,
but like
it's
like I
both
pointed
of them.
out, there was impending, like they were like the Cathla was rising right that second, whereas
That's
Angel's making this decision for the broad, like the apocalypse is brewing, like the big fight is coming.
Right.
So,
His hand isn't forced. He's doing it because he knows he has to.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Buffy will have a better chance of surviving if he does this sacrifice. And honestly, the fact that he still remembers does make this show a bit better. If his memory was wiped as well, it would have undone his progression here, because he's learning more and more his responsibility.
Well, yeah, and that's and that was very clever writing, because it's not just that added torture, it's the fact that he wouldn't have the knowledge to kill Mora when he goes, because otherwise it would have just played out the same way.
Yeah, it's a sacrifice for the greater good, isn't it? For the bigger picture.
Yeah.
And that's why Angel's the better show, like you said.
I agree. I think it is the better show.
Yeah, and it's moments like this that really improved his
Took a
character.
whole 24 hours to weigh the ups and downs of being a regular Joe and decided it was more fun being a superhero?
I always like that this is how Buffy always boils things down. When it's something that she wants or something that she's concerned about, because she does this later in season 5 with Riley, when Riley has the choice of, taking some kind of surgery that'll undo the Captain America super serum that had been done to him or whatever. Spoiler alert, by the way. Buffy is like, what? You don't need to be a superhero. I don't need a super guy. Yet, we know later she's gonna let Spike fucking pound that kitty into oblivion. So I mean, I don't know, something to be said for that. Oh, by the way, I fucking forgot my favorite quote. I'm sorry. We need to rewind time again, because I forgot. You know what my favorite quote is in Buffy and Pangs? She says, "I like my evil like I like my men evil."
You can read a lot into that as well, especially given their fucking sex history.
Daddy, when are we filming, Daddy? Come on, Daddy. Come on, Mama. Let's do it, Daddy. Let's do it. Let's film, Daddy.
Never change, Buffy. Never change. All women are like that.
Yeah,
so
but it does kind of show that Buffy, there is a bit of a selfish side to Buffy, even when.
How can we be together if the cost is your life?
Yeah. Even when someone is doing the right thing by her.
So I can kill Mora before his blood makes me mortal.
Yeah, Joss Whedon, he does pull on the heartstrings, though.
Supposedly he says Sarah instead of Buffy in this thing. And then no matter how many times you play it and listen back, I can't fucking hear it. So I mean, and I'm like, who gives a fuck if they did or not? I didn't catch it. So, but yeah, he takes one for the team, and he has to remember all the bullshit, and he has to remember this like for eternity. I think this is pretty fucking dastardly.
And let's just stick to.
Look at that, and he has to like play it off right here, like none of that shit had actually happened.
Keep our distance until a lot of time has passed. Given enough time, we should be able to
forget.
Wow.
Yeah, man, that is heartbreaking. And I don't like the fact that, they also comment on when he's
Everybody's
human, he can't
crying.
fucking fight as well because he's human now. He doesn't have those demon fighting skills. He gets queasy when he sees dead bodies because
Oh yeah, that was weird. You would think that if you saw it before as a vampire, he'd still see the same amount of blood but not be affected by it. But yeah,
he's getting a lot of his humanity back a little bit more, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So I kind of buy it. You know.
I'm going to take it, since you're the first one to speak, Northern, I'm going to take it that you do enjoy this episode. Do you have a favorite quote from it?
Yeah, that was rude. Let's go kill it.
That is a good one.
Yeah, it's just very matter of fact, and it's very casual. That's the most casual thing you can say about a fucking demon spoiling the mood.
I have a second question besides the quote thing that I wanted to pose to you guys, since we do have enough time. Does the repeated viewing of this, did it alter the way that you saw it from maybe the first time that you saw it?
I can't answer that because it's the first time watching it for me.
That's fair. That's okay.
Well, I did have the question about the whole did Buffy cheat on Riley, because it was never. I don't really know how much time has actually passed between.
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so.
I got the impression that they hadn't been intimate yet.
Yeah, not yet. They're only just seeing each other. They aren't really serious. So
I don't think they've even kissed yet because I'm sorry?
There ain't no ring on it.
Yeah,
exactly.
I sleep who I want to sleep, okay? I want to sleep my ex-boyfriend. You ain't got no ring on my finger yet.
Damn.
I think the first time they kiss is during Hush, which hasn't happened yet. So I think it's okay. I think we're good. But okay. So Critter, do you have I know this is your first time, so I won't ask the second question.
Yep.
But the first question, what's your favorite quote and what's your thoughts on this episode?
Favorite quote was, "Oh boy, I was really jonesing for another heartbreaking sewer talk." And I realized a couple of these episodes, these characters, both Buffy and Angel, they all end up in like sewers or water treatment plants or disgusting warehouses. And it kind of reminds me of like Batman. Batman spends a lot of time with his team. Like, oh, great, we're climbing through the sewer again. I enjoyed this episode. I think there was elements, I want to say like Superman giving up his power. I'm sure many other superhero characters have done this in their story arcs from here and there. But like he does have a purpose. And being human takes away from that purpose. And I do think him being human, like that, there's that ongoing statement when someone learns your secret identity, going back to saying young single men are used for scary missions. When you have a family, if your secret identity is exposed, they'll go after your coworkers or your mom or your girlfriend. And there's tons of sci-fi films where someone has a family. I think it was Interstellar. So he's leaving his daughter to go on this mission that he's not going to come back for like decades. And it's kind of a powerful thing. Like, you need to, he needs to stay as a vampire guy to do his thing. And if he doesn't, other people will get hurt. And I think, I kind of enjoy that. I also like the mind-blowing concept of a thing happens and it gets wiped away, but only one character remembers what happened or retains the information. And either they go mad or they're like, crap, no one else knows about this but me.
Mm-hmm.
So I enjoyed it. I liked it a lot.
A reverse Cassandra trope where it's like knowing a thing has happened as opposed to the Cassandra trope of the foreknowledge of something that will happen, and it kind of drives you crazy because you can't tell anybody, or even if you do, they wouldn't believe you. Anyway, who else on the panel was worried he was going to delve into Star Trek when he started saying fucking sci-fi stuff like Interstellar? And I was like, oh, I'm so ready to. I'm going to mute you.
Hey. I learned my lesson. God forbid.
My finger was hovering over the mute button. Mystery, what's your thoughts on this?
I enjoyed this one. I didn't really dive into it. It's almost like a what if, kind of fantasy episode.
Yeah. It's kind of like that, isn't it?
Yeah, and in a lot of ways, it brings kind of a closure to their whole relationship. It's pretty much from here where Buffy starts to move on, and and the shows kind of drift a little bit apart. Which I think at that point back then I was enjoying that. I really wanted Angel to be kind of separate from Buffy, and I felt in a lot of ways they tried to keep it tether to it, and that, to me, I think that's what was holding it back the first season.
I think this one is a big step in that direction. I think the next crossover really solidifies it as its own entity, but we'll get there. Did you have a favorite quote?
Oh yeah, it's same as Northern, where the demon, somebody you met, somebody you now never met him. He was rude. Let's kill him. I'm free.
Yeah.
That was mine.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, awesome, guys. And we kept it under time. Fucking love it. Yeah, no, it's a couple of bangers. We're still on our way to one of my favorite of the series, which will be coming up here really soon, and I'm kind of interested in that. And we may, what is you guys' thoughts? I mean, obviously, listen, spoiler, we know it's Hush. Did you guys want to dedicate the entire hour to Hush?
Yes.
I have no
it
problem
is.
with that. That episode is a fucking banger. It really is.
Oh shit, Critter, have you not?
fall in line.
Have you not seen it yet, Critter?
No, that's one of the few. It's been a while, but that's one of the few episodes I hunted down back in the day because I heard such great things about it. So I have seen that one a while ago, and I think you should probably spend the whole hour on it.
I'll probably reiterate this, but it's one that I show people when I'm trying to get them into the show. I show them Hush because I think it's one of the 2 or 3 greatest, not only Buffy and not only Whedonverse. I think it's one of the greatest TV episodes ever made. Quite literally, like it's almost like a mini movie.
Not the John Ritter robot one.
You know what? You leave John Ritter and Ted alone. I have a soft spot in my heart.
Hey, no. I love the man. It's very sad. I thought he's amazing, but like that was just weird. Just to say a John Ritter robot. I like that.
Previously on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. You are the Slayer. Into each generation, a Slayer is born.
Why don't we start with, hi, I'm Buffy.
Xander.
Cordelia. Willow, right?
Mr. Giles.
Angel.